Hello, and welcome back to Stop Talking Claw. This video series channel feature thing, I'm not quite sure how I want to do it yet. Usually I just take pixel images, and that's how I illustrate my videos for songs and stuff like that. This one I kind of want my face in there, but I'm not really sure how to do it. It was meant to take over as sort of just a place to talk and explain things. So I'm kind of toying with the idea right now is just to put in images in between, like, here's a picture of a cat, and then do that, but then I have to go through timestamps and stuff. So it's going to depend on how lazy I am, and I don't think I'm going to do it other than the cat in this video because I'm feeling incredibly lazy. And the reason I'm feeling lazy is because I have a lot going on because, surprise, surprise, I'm moving. And this video is going to be all about how moving sucks. And I don't want to jinx anything by saying I'm moving. I have closing dates, but I'm a little anxious about it. So the plan is to be moving. So there's a couple of reasons why I think moving sucks. And the first is there's no houses. For example, we scheduled on a Monday to go look at 5 houses on a Wednesday. And before they got sold, or before we went, 3 of them had been sold. And those houses spent about 15 days on Zillow before going under contract, and we were waiting on our pre-approval to go look at them because a lot of the houses need a pre-approval. So if you don't have that pre-approval, I wouldn't even start looking. And so I was wondering why the housing market is so hot right now. And my assumption was that because so many people are working from home and they're staring at their home all day, they're seeing all the stuff that they want to change and fix. And also they're browsing Zillow. Whereas you used to go to work and then you'd come home and it'd be a respite from a long day, somewhere to chill and relax. Now you're spending all day in there and you're seeing everything, and it's just easier to go get a new house instead of fixing the one you're currently in. Kind of like when your printer runs out of ink and you just buy a new printer because it's way easier. So I went to thetruthaboutmortgage.com to see what the real reasons were. And they listed 3 reasons. The first is the inventory is very low on the market right now. So there's about 45 million Americans who are reaching the average age that first-time home buyers usually buy a home. And the other thing is because of the pandemic, the plumbers, electricians, contractors, all those who would normally be out building houses are isolating. And so they're not building houses. But also the people who create the lumber or the copper or the PVC piping, those people are isolating too, so there's less resources coming. And the other 2 things the website mentioned, I'm going to combine into one, and that was lower mortgage rates and higher incomes. So with these 2 things, people can actually afford to purchase a home where, they wouldn't have been able to before. So the second thing is about moving all your stuff in and out of your house. According to becomingminimalist.com, the average American has about 300,000 items in their home. I think the pandemic helped with this is, while you're working, you're browsing Amazon and you buy stuff and it just shows up. Then you take it, you put it on a shelf, and it's forgotten. And then all that has to be moved. The boxes have to be packed to the precise amount where the box can close but maintain structural integrity. And then when you start going through your stuff, there's a ton of stuff that you want to get rid of, and please donate it, what you can. But the big issues for me were with item retention, it's hard to get rid of big items. I don't have a truck, so anything that needs to go to the dump, I can't take. If it doesn't fit in my SUV or the waste management garbage bin outside, then it has to be moved. I can't get rid of it another way. And lastly, I want to talk about the mortgage process. I understand that financial institutions take a big risk in loaning so much money, but they need so much documentation. I've spent so long gathering documentation for documents that I don't really understand what they're asking for. I think for a first-time home buyer, it's considerably easier to get signed up. You're buying one house. If you don't, you just buy another house. There's no real loss there. I know you have to close out from where you're renting and stuff like that, but it's easier to extend month to month in a rent than closing on one house and opening another one, buying another one. So for me, I have to sell my first house before I can afford the new one, and so I have to sell it a week early. And this is a shout out to Open Door, who's made it incredibly easy to sell my house. They're letting me rent my house back for a week So I'm closing on February 23rd. In my new house, I close on February 28th, and they're going to let me stay until the 3rd of March to get everything moved and get the house cleaned and pictures posted for them. Incredibly easy, but I couldn't imagine doing it if you had to sell to an actual person where you have to basically take all the stuff out of your house and put it in storage while you're waiting. And I'm already a very anxious person, and this has put a whole new stress level out there. So I know what you're thinking, why move? If it's so stressful and there's no houses and it costs a lot of money, why move? Well, the answer for me, and I can't answer for everyone, but for me is I want to. It's where I want to be. So thank you for watching my channel, and in the next few weeks, if content is spotty, then that's why I'm moving. Stuff's getting packed up. And but I hope to be back in March, April, be back in full swing and doing better videos where I'm not so lazy and just talking. So thank you, and that was me just ranting about moving. And until next time, keep talking.